Hey, welcome to I'm That Mom, the podcast about motherhood without the pressure of perfection. My name is Katie. I'm a self-taught entrepreneur who started my baby company while pregnant and grew it to an 8-figure business as a single mom of 3. Join us as we discuss the fun, funny, and messy parts of motherhood. We're certainly not experts. We're just here to support all the moms and hopefully, collectively, we don't completely f*** it up. I feel like this is like meant for you, this topic, because your favorite thing in the whole world is money saving.
Slash budgets.
Tips and tricks by Kristin.
Be as cheap as possible.
Okay.
But no, for real. Hopefully y'all come away with a couple things that you can implement.
I think you've had some great ideas. It was kind of fun talking about this and like what we would talk about, because you told me some things that I didn't even know.
Oh, about the per unit cost?
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to share with people.
Okay, wait. Hold on to it. It should be what we share at the very end.
Okay.
So that this is
Stay tuned.
This is like a trick of podcasts. They say, hold on for the very best thing, and then it's at the end. You have to listen to the whole thing.
That's right.
Okay, so let's start with baby on a budget. Must-haves versus nice-to-haves. And because there's a lot of pressure, right? Like, especially when you're pregnant with your first and you're going through like baby list and the registries and like trying to pick out all the things. And do you buy the $100 car seat or do you buy the $1,000 car seat? And what is the difference? And like, more importantly, I think there is some things you should spend a little extra on, but there's definitely things that you don't need.
I think it probably comes down to safety. Like, does the value add safety to the child?
Yeah, that's a
If
great
yes, then maybe it's a more expensive buy.
Yeah.
If it's just fun and it's prettier, the answer's probably no.
Yeah, kind of like a bassinet, right?
Yes.
That you put next to
They all serve the same purpose.
They all serve the same purpose. Although it is pretty cool, the ones that like rock and have a heartbeat and change your baby's diaper and it's all like AI.
Damn, we're getting lazy, man.
What if we get an AI? I would pay for this. Like a bassinet and like the robot arms come up and like change the baby's diaper.
I'd be scared that thing would like smother my baby and like go rogue.
Yeah, you'd have to be really nice to it. It'd be like the nanny AI.
And then your husband starts sleeping with it and it's weird.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe we're not ready for that yet.
No, we're not ready for that.
Okay, so what were some things that like when you remember getting ready for your kiddos, like, you know?
So I remember there's a rocker and it's just like a little bouncer, and there's a very popular name brand, and I'm going to tell you right now that it and the off-brand Amazon Basics, exactly the same.
God, you're so lucky. Amazon Basics did not exist.
Dude,
when
Amazon
my kids
Basics
were
is
little.
the best.
So it's and is it what, half the price?
Oh, more than half the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell everybody that I meet, and like, you don't have to buy this really expensive $300 item. I've used the other one and it lasts. And I had a big baby.
Yeah.
So quality was not compromised.
That's amazing.
But I think there's just this thing around name brand, especially as a new mom. Like, you want the name brand.
You do.
thing.
Yeah. Second kids, it's easier to be like,
You got to be okay letting go of that.
Yeah.
As a mom.
And some things. I remember like shopping for a crib, and you know how they kind of pitch this whole like convertible crib thing to you. And so sometimes you'll pay more for a crib that can go from crib to toddler bed to like full size bed. And then there's just the basic cribs that are just a crib. And I always chose the basic cribs because most people have their babies, I'd say 2 to 3 years apart. And around 2 to 3 is when they're transitioning into a big kid bed. And so you need that crib again to go to your first baby. And so my whole like thought process on it was, well, I don't know. You know, like
I never did the transition bed either.
You didn't either?
I thought it was pointless. I just put them in a single bed.
I literally put them in a single bed, but I didn't even buy the bed frame. I just put the mattress on the floor.
Yeah, even better.
And then let them like kind of learn how to like not fall out of bed. And then once they got good at it, we brought in a bed, and yeah. So I do think like just because somebody's telling you, right, like you're saying that you need something, maybe.
It sounds like you're going to save a lot of money because they sell you on the 3-in-1 bed.
That's right. And
No.
they're like, you'll never have to buy a bed again.
You're never going to convert that thing into a toddler bed. You're never going to convert it into a full-size bed.
No. I would say if anything, buy a safe crib, but spend less on the crib because they spend a year or 2 in it, and then invest in a bed that will grow with them all the way through high school.
Same.
Right? Like, don't necessarily go into a twin. Like, go ahead and buy them like a full-size bed, and then get the headboard that looks like it can be something that literally they're still sleeping in, you know, when they're graduating.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, pass-me-downs. Love some pass. So I'm one of 4.
Yeah.
I literally wore my brother's Umbro.
Wait,
Umbro
where
shorts.
do you rank?
I'm the 3rd.
Oh, so you never
And I had 2 older brothers.
So you rarely got new outfits anyways.
Oh, my mom didn't even care that they were boy clothes.
Yeah.
It was I was a tomboy for most of my life, but even as just people need to get over the fact that it has to be brand new.
No, yeah. Well,
It has
for
to be
your
from the store.
even for your first baby, like I think a really great way,
Wait.
I think a really great way to save money is really just looking at your friends and family and community, because
Yes.
babies grow out of their sizes in the first year every 3 months. So they're not going to run holes in their outfits, and like you can't even wash it enough to like ruin it at that point.
No, a 6-month-old, a 12-month-old, no.
And so if you've got, I always pass down my stuff. With my first baby, I kept my very favorite items, right? Like in a tub, but the stuff where I was like, I'm not going to wear this again, like, or use it again, or even
Same.
for the second, then I always just kind of washed it and folded it up nice and then passed it down either to a friend that was having a baby. And it got easier. Like as I had more kids, and I was like especially after the last one, and I'm not having any.
I think it's real easy to let go.
It's real easy to let go. Like with your first, you're like borderline hoarder. You're like, oh,
It was their first, whatever.
This was the first time they went to Target in this outfit. I need to save it. No, you'll let go of that really fast.
Yeah.
Right?
So luckily me and my sister, so she had a boy first, and then I
Yeah.
had a boy. So I took all of her boy clothes. And then I had a girl first, and then she had a girl second. So I sent her, like we just keep handing back and forth. But this is a message probably to moms, is that you think, oh, well, nobody will want these clothes.
Yes,
like
they
if
do.
you're the one that doesn't want to accept it from someone else, at least be the one that wants to hand it to the next person. Because I promise you, there is somebody you can post on Nextdoor, on Facebook. Hell, I've even done like a big bag of clothes and was like, the whole thing, $20.
And they come and pick it up.
They come and pick it up immediately. And
Yeah.
even it feels like maybe for somebody who's like, well, I don't want to give it, I paid so much for it. Like,
yeah.
put something.
Well, and I definitely took things to Goodwill and like the women's
Same.
shelters and things like that. But there's something like I bring Grace, your daughter, Lila's stuff.
She loves it.
And I pack it up and I fold it nice and I go through all, and I don't like, clearly I'm not like passing down her old underwear. Like it's all, but anything, even if it's random shorts or whatever, it makes me feel good knowing that like
Yes.
Grace is wearing it.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I feel the same way.
So there's something like it, I don't know if it's just you feel good giving or you feel good knowing that like you spent the money on it and then somebody that you know or love is getting to
Yes.
use
You
it.
get to see it get used again.
Yes. So you're not stuck in that mind space of like they only wore it once.
Yes.
I mean, I think I've given you things with tags on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can continue to do that, by the way.
I will. Okay, so let's talk about mom hack mania. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, you better have some good stuff in this
I've
one.
got a few things, nothing like
It literally
revolutionary.
says in bold, saving $50 a month without noticing. Tell me, Kristin.
Oh my God, it's not going to be near as great as Katie's building it up to be.
Okay.
So here's one that I think moms know about, but if you're like me, you get a little bit, and I want to use the word lazy. I know we're not really lazy, but you just kind of get in the motion where you forget to do it. I myself am guilty of this, but Pampers, if you're a Pampers mom, you've got to scan those codes. They come on the inside
Is
of
it
the
just
diapers.
Pampers or?
So other ones have, but I mostly use Pampers, and I think theirs is the easiest. And so, and honestly, I think their rewards add up to be a little bit better, in my opinion. But it comes on the diapers, and it's on the inside, and then also every single individual wipe package has one too.
It's like a QR code
It's
inside
a
the
QR
boxes.
code, you scan it, but you're like going through and you're like cleaning up and you're throwing stuff away. And I think half the time, most of the moms, you usually forget. You're like, oh no.
Yeah.
But
And then
here's
what
your
does it
reminder.
do? It sends you free diapers or
Yeah,
discounts?
no. So it accumulates points, and you can redeem those for coupons to use towards, or you can actually cash it out and just deposit the money.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, I always had at least like $15 in a balance.
Did
every
you
single
ever
month.
price compare like buying the Pampers or Huggies compared to like some of the subscription diaper clubs? Like, remember when Honest Company came out? They were the first to do like subscription diapers, and now there's Coterie and
Yes, it was kind of just starting when I was having my kids.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a new phase. I never did
you never-
subscription.
yeah.
No.
I do think that there is subscriptions out there for diapers that can be cost saving. And I've heard that there's ones too that will even let you like send back diapers
The
if
ones
your
you don't
kids
use. That's
because
pretty
you know
cool.
they grow out of a size overnight. Like there's no warning.
You never know when
it's
that's
just
going to happen.
all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can barely.
I think we've all been there where you're
Yeah.
like, crap, I have this whole half a box left.
Yes, and they're not cheap.
Yeah, and you're like forcing them in a diaper too small because you're like, I refuse to let this money go to
Yeah.
waste.
Yes, because you want to use them.
And then
all.
they have the blowout, and you're like, not worth it.
But I do think that's a really good point. Like so many companies now do some kind of rewards program. So like think of it like, you know how we feel good when we go to Starbucks and they scan it and then they give us we spend $100 to get our one free drink.
Yeah.
But it feels so good.
It does feel good.
And I would have paid for
Free
that
feels
one
good.
drink. Free feels amazing. Okay, so what else? So definitely awards.
One thing
or
to remember
rewards.
is like in the baby space, that stuff is highly regulated, whether it's name brand or not. And so I think they're, to the mom that wants to save and not buy name brand, like you can feel good about it because like formula and things, they're so regulated. Like chances are it's very similar to like the name brand.
Do you really? Sometimes it makes me nervous on Amazon though.
Amazon, you do have to be careful of because I actually saw this thing the other day where they had like the side by side of like, this is the real one, this is the fake. You do have to be careful with Amazon on stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I
But
would
you're
say
talking about-
non-consumables.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like formula and things, I don't know. I never ordered anything like that off of Amazon.
No, I didn't either. That would make me really nervous.
Things like diapers and wipes and like butt paste and
Things like that.
things like that I would.
Yeah.
But okay. Here's the other one. Do you want me to save this or do you want me to skip?
Was it that good?
Well, it's the one that we were trying to tease people
Oh
on.
no, no.
It's not even that crazy, but I think a lot of people just don't realize that this is a thing.
Me being one of them. I had no idea that this was a thing, and now I'm never gonna do it again.
So, okay, and it's a psychology thing. I know it is.
Yeah.
And I think there was a time in history where buying in bulk per unit was actually cheaper. I'm sure there was, because otherwise why would people do it, right? But now if you go to the store, this is the biggest example I can think of.
I'm gonna be mind blown all over.
You've
again.
got to look, and it's required. So the grocery stores put the per unit cost, and you can see it's like 10 cents, 15 cents.
Mm-hmm.
If you look, like eggs are notorious for it. I always thought buying the 18 count was cheaper per unit. It just feels like it would be because I'm buying more, right? No. I have stopped about 6 months ago buying the 18 count. So I buy 2 12 counts because it's per unit cost is cheaper than buying the 18 count.
This blows my mind. Why would they do that? They're tricking people. I am a
It's
smart
It is,
consumer.
I'm telling you, it's a psychology game. I think they're tapping into that little extra margin because people assume
that if they're buying in, because the Costco's and Sam's of this world, I wonder if it's the
Girl.
same thing with Costco.
So this is what my point is that you need to check, even if you're buying in bulk, you need to actually check the per unit cost.
Because it might not actually be a better deal.
be cheaper.
I want to we need to do like a road trip YouTube and like we go around to like grocery stores and
Yes,
Costco
Costco
and we
and Sam's.
bust the myths of like group, right?
Yes.
Because now I don't trust anything.
You shouldn't.
God. So when they do buy one, get one free, it's not really free. Or is that to an extreme?
That's why I didn't scream because I think that is.
Okay, but you said eggs. What was the other example that
So
you
somebody
gave?
brought up one that buying Cokes, so like a 12 pack of Cokes is actually cheaper per unit than buying the 24 pack per unit.
Like I'm mind blown.
Which is
shame on you, Coke, because
We're blowing it all out of the water.
Meanwhile, we didn't even need 24 Cokes at one time. We probably should have just bought 12 so we didn't have to store it in the whole thing. And we're paying more to consume more.
I look at the per unit cost now all the time on everything.
I'm going to have to too.
And sometimes it's not a huge difference, but like every little bit adds up. So like
Yeah.
if you're looking your goal is to save $50 a month, like that might be an easy way. Like you think you're saving money and you're actually spending a little bit more.
Unreal.
I know, right?
That's crazy.
So I have a couple other ones that I use personally. I do like to put a disclaimer here because like there's definitely taboo around credit cards, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to be a responsible, disciplined individual. But if you are, like you can literally make them make money for you. And so my Amazon hack
This is Kristin's favorite thing to do.
Yes, this is so fun. I've been doing this for a long time. So Amazon's, we all know about the 15% off for subscriptions, right?
Yeah.
If it's something you use, you should definitely tap into that for sure. But the next level you can go is if you use your Amazon card, you get another 5%. So right then, I'm already saving 20% off of something that I'm going to buy anyway. Say you're spending $500, that's 20%. That's $100 a month.
Yeah.
Like we just doubled our $50 savings like overnight. So, but you got to remember either to cancel the subscription. So this is another thing. Everybody needs to go check their subscriptions in Amazon
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
Katie,
No.
Rachel, y'all all need to go check them.
I'm guilty of it, and I have accidentally left it on where it ships it, and I don't even need it. Like, I feel like the subscriptions
Yeah.
are too close together,
You can adjust
which
them.
almost makes me then go in and cancel it more. So the subscriptions, they should space it out more so that, right?
Well, they do have the option where you can go in and adjust the frequency, right?
Yeah.
But like, I think Amazon's one of the things like out of sight, out of mind, and you don't think about it until it's already here.
So your trick is to do it, place the order, and immediately go
Yes.
in and cancel.
Once
the
it ships, you
subscription.
go and set a reminder, go cancel it. If it's just a one-time purchase,
You have to wait until it ships.
I think you have to wait till it ships.
Did we just hack Amazon?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people will figure this one out. But the extra 5% on the rebate is actually really good.
It makes me nervous when I'm going through Amazon and it's like subscribe and save. I'm all because I always forget, and so I panic and look for the like one-time purchase.
Something I think is probably interesting is that I don't know. I think that they have inflated some of their buy now costs to make the subscription feel like a deal. But I think that if you were to go back in time and look at subscription costs versus before they had subscribe and save, it's very similar. Like it's that whole concept of
Oh my God,
price it up to price it down.
Kristin over here knowing all the dirty details of Amazon.
Y'all are doing it.
I feel taken advantage of.
You should.
Yeah. Okay. What else?
Another one is like, speaking of credit cards, like I know if people are buying diapers, that's a very expensive cost. Like there are a lot of cards out there that do give you certain categories, like grocery stores, wholesale stores, and it's 5%. And that's
like credit cards.
A lot.
Credit cards.
Yes.
Where they give you a bigger cash back on certain consumables.
I mean, there's been months where like when we had baby stuff and I was going to Costco and Sam's, I mean, easily $50 in rebates.
Yeah. That's amazing. It takes effort though. Like you said.
It does. You have to be diligent and you do have to be disciplined. I'm not telling anybody to go out there. Like this takes a special person. You have to be able to like be committed to pay it off every month so that you're not paying interest and fees. Like, but if you can be that person, it really can work for you and not against you.
Do you remember the shows where they would talk about like couponers?
Oh, extreme couponers.
Yes.
I never did get into that.
Somehow like be able to go to the grocery store and have like $600, and then they like the movie would show it, and they'd be at the register and it'd be like ding, 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 like redlining everything, and then it goes down to like zero. Or
I can remember the ones where they like owe them money.
Yes.
They're like, here, let me open the cash register.
And the person checking out is always like so proud of themselves, and the like kid checking out's like.
But they have like 50 Fabulosos.
Yeah,
or like,
I know.
You know, or like 30 tubes of toothpaste.
Never again will they need those two things, but they got them free, and it's all just from couponing. Like I think like our grandmas used to do that before the internet.
It was a big deal.
And they would go through the newspaper and like clip coupons.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, it does feel good.
It does feel good to save
But
money.
also that's mom math, because we're always like, oh yeah, well if I buy more, then I'm going to save more, except for in the case of eggs and Coca-Cola, obviously. But it does like a little.
You're like, but did you need 50?
Yeah. Did you?
Is it even going to be good by the time you get to use the 50th?
And the answer is no.
It's probably going to expire.
Yeah. Nobody needs 50 of anything at one time.
Yeah, no.
But it's mom math.
It is mom math.
Yeah.
We should do a whole thing on mom math.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mom math, 100%. Like, if it's on sale, like, I didn't need that item at full price, but if it's 20% off, I need it.
Oh, that brings me up another point. So, a lot of grocery stores do this, and maybe people know about it, but the night shift, like the stockers, they're the ones that go through and assess what they have overstock of or whatever. So, every morning, a lot of grocery stores will have, like, end caps where they put out, but you got to get there first thing in the morning, and you can save a lot.
Where they put the stickers on it. And
it's like $1.
Sell by, and they're not even expired.
No, they're not expired.
Yeah.
But it's usually not expired or damaged. It's usually just a capacity issue to where like they ordered too much and they can't offload and they got new product coming in, so they want to move it.
How do you know this?
Girl, I go to HEB, the clearance every single time when we go, but you got to get there in the morning because it's the night shift stockers that put it out.
So you literally wake up early?
No, I don't. I usually get there in the end of the day and most of it's gone.
No.
But
You're just assuming that
in
if you
another
were to
life,
go-
I would get up there and be there at 6 a.m. and
then-
be like,
I think she's not kidding.
They even do the frozen food section. So last night, this is a great example. I bought all kinds of stuff, like these organic chocolate chip waffle $1. They're normally $6 or $7.
Are you going to eat them though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, I only bought things that the kids need. I bought these cool little like heat 'em up dinner things, $1.
That's awesome.
It was normally $7.
You're basically living for free.
Basically.
It's basically free if it's only $1.
I literally watched Jonathan. We went through the checkout and he gave him a coupon. They gave him $6 in cash. I was like, what did you just do?
What did he do?
Pretty sure he took an expired coupon and somehow made the guy feel guilty about not taking it.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. Well, that's fun. I think, and that's kind of a fun thing to like challenge yourself on, right? Like, because I definitely think as we set like our family budgets, we know we're gonna spend so much money on groceries right?
Yeah.
And kids, diapers, and formula being super high on the expense list, and so it adds up. Like if you can get a $20 rebate here and there, or don't buy in bulk, I'm not gonna get over that.
I know. That's the big takeaway here.
Literally, that's the big takeaway. There's probably, I want to know, like, if anyone listening has found good bulk deals, like
Share them.
Share them, because maybe we're all getting screwed.
I mean, there's a whole list of things. There's the ones where the restaurants give free food for kids. Like there's like sign up for your birthday, like all kinds of stuff where there's a lot out there that people want to give away for free. You just kind of got to put the effort in.
Well, and that's a good point with the restaurants, because there's always, we try to not eat out a whole lot, but I'd say once a week, especially with like the kids doing activities and things like that. And restaurants usually run those promotions on their slow days. So it's kind of like a win-win. And I think if you plan it out, like you just know that your favorite Mexican restaurant has Taco Tuesdays and kids eat free, like plan it so that that's your...
Yeah, there's a Mexican restaurant, you know of it, and they have bean and cheese tacos. I think it's on Tuesday or Wednesdays, and we usually will go. And they're like 49 cents.
Yes, because you cannot go to the grocery store, and I don't care what you say, you cannot go to the grocery store and make a home-cooked meal on a budget for less than 49 cents.
Oh, no.
That's like two bean and cheese tacos is a meal.
Right?
Yeah. So it's like
maybe $4.
Okay, so I feel like you know way more than me about this stuff, but I think it'd be really helpful if maybe you came back and like we kind of took like your big money saving things and broke it down for people.
Yeah, like more strategy and kind of the step by step.
Yes. Ooh, it makes it sound
think
like
we could do that.
Like on a mission. Let's make it like a mission.
A money mission.
We're on a money saving mission.
Money mom saving mission.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so think about your favorite ones. And yeah, if you can like come up with some like major bullets on it that people could easily kind of replicate for themselves in their lives, I think people would love that.
Yeah. We all love saving them.
I know. Well, this was so fun. And I think it's a good reminder that like whether you're a coupon queen or just proud, right, that you skipped the drive-through coffee today, every little bit counts, and we're right here for you, saving mom math money.
Yeah, mom math.
Thanks for hanging out with us on I'm That Mom. Don't forget to subscribe, send us your funniest money-saving hacks, and follow along on social for more real-life parenting moments. And of course, check out Caden Lane for budget-friendly cuteness and sweet outfit deals you won't want to miss. And we promise we don't have any bundle deals that aren't legit.
That's correct.